Good morning, everyone. We will be presenting on measuring religious and sexual identity integration for Black same-gender loving men. So just to start off with the introduction, the lived experiences of Black same-gender loving men, also known as BSGLM, are often understudied and portrayed in a traditional, deficit-focused approach that excludes their unique cultural experiences. In many cases, Black same-gender loving men may seek community within the Black churches. However, religious spaces may not offer the same feeling of inclusion due to high attitudes of homophobia within the religious spaces. Because of this, Black same-gender loving men have difficulty balancing their sexual identity along with staying connected to their religious upbringing. The internalized homonegativity experienced by Black same-gender loving men often leads to feelings of exclusion, devaluation of self, poor self-regard, and internalized conflict. As a way to measure the reconciliation of religious identity and sexual orientation, the RAMSI scale was developed. And this research really seeks to interpret the results of the RAMSI scale and understand the effects of spirituality in Black same-gender loving men's coping mechanisms.
Methods. The data used in this study were collected as part of the Sex, Drugs, and Church study, a cross-sectional electronic survey that was distributed to BSGLM across the United States between 2011 and 2013. The final sample included data from 428 self-identified BSGLM. However, only 229 of the participants had complete data for all 40 RAMSI items. The data was split in half for exploratory factor analysis and confirmatory factor analysis using SPSS and M+. For EFA, evaluation of each factor solution was based on evidence of simple structure with each RAMSI item primarily loading onto one factor with little to no cross-loading. For CFA, weighted least squares estimation was used and goodness of fit was determined by examination of the following indices: RMSEA, SRMR, CFI, and TLI. Chi-square was also used to evaluate fit. Results. The analytic sample consisted of only participants who had complete RAMSI data, which included 229 participants. Chi-square tests and t-tests yielded no significant differences between RAMSI completers and non-completers based on age, ethnicity, geographic region, education, employment status, sexual identity, and sexual identity disclosure to church members. Two-factor solution appeared to be the most suitable, which included 23 items loaded onto factor 1 and 14 items onto factor 2. 3 items, however, showed evidence of cross-loading. After completing the PCA, 2 CFA models for the two-factor solution were run with the second half of the analytic sample. Model 1 included all 40 RAMSI items, with the 3 cross-loading items included into factor 1 based on item content and showed adequate fit. Model 2, which excluded the 3 cross-loading items, showed an improved fit across all indices into more acceptable ranges. Model 2 also met the criterion for Klein's chi-square with a value of 1.90, less than the threshold value of less than or equal to 3. Variable table. After analysis of the demographic variables in the dataset of RAMSI completers, majority of the participants were African American, had a 2-year or 4-year college degree, were employed, currently lived in the Northeast region, were currently not in a relationship, identified as gay, and none or few of their church members knew of their sexual orientation. The factor analysis table is composed of 2 different factors. Factor 1 is religious resilience, which is defined as the individualized belief and experience of religious acceptance and reconciliation. For an example, one RAMSI item that falls under religious resilience is, I feel my sexual orientation is fine with God. Factor 2 is community building, which is defined as action steps to build same-gender loving community within and outside of religious spaces. For an example, one RAMSI item that falls under community building is, I talk to other same-gender loving men about being a Christian.
Moving on to the discussion section. Our findings suggest that a 2-factor solution best fits the concept of religious and sexual identity integration among Black same-gender loving men. The two-factor solution reflects the importance of both individual-level psychological processes and community-level action. This dual individual community orientation is consistent with previous research, which has found that Black same-gender loving men's experiences of their sexuality comprise both of internal and social aspects. This study emphasizes the need to incorporate strengths-based measures into quantitative research among Black same-gender loving men, as opposed to a pathologizing deficit-based approach. Future research with the RAMSI will contribute to a better understanding of its psychometric properties, as well as to further establish scale validity.